Hey, what's up YouTube? Alpha Chewy here with an interesting Kingdom Hearts video for you guys. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I go by the name of Alpha Chewy. You can call me that, or Alpha, or Chewy, whatever you like. I'm starting this YouTube channel because I have so many opinions and thoughts about different video games that I want to express them to gamers around the world. I will do all sorts of videos to do with gaming, like discussions, countdowns, and hopefully eventually playthroughs. I love all sorts of video games, but my favorite is Kingdom Hearts, so you will be seeing a lot of that here on the channel. I do hope you guys stick around and keep coming back for more content. I will do my best to give you guys entertaining videos and guaranteed fun. Now with the introductions out of the way, let's talk about today's video. In today's video, I will be giving my thoughts on the recent Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, the final battle trailer to be exact. This won't be a reaction or analysis, but more of me just sitting down, speculating, and discussing my opinions on the scenes shown. This video was not planned, but I just couldn't resist because of how good the trailer was. So with all that being said, let's jump right into the video. Now before I get into the trailer, I just want to touch on a subject really quick. I know there are many people that don't like seeing these trailers anymore because they just want to be spoiler free, and there's also people vice versa that believe we're not being spoiled. Now for me, I trust Square Enix 100%, but I also know that there are people that just want to be 100% pure, and I totally respect that. But I just want to say that they are doing a fantastic job with the advertising and marketing for this game. They have so many cliffhanging scenes in their trailers that it just piques the curiosity, even for people not familiar with the series. I don't know about you guys, but I want to play the game even more after seeing scenes shown in the trailers. Curiosity is a strong thing, remember that. But enough talking, let's start the trailer. Okay, so to start my discussion on the trailer, I just want to say that this is the best intro to any trailer I've ever seen. And I also believe that the scenes with Xehanort are going to be when he summons Scala at Kylum, the new world we see at the end of the trailer. This is going to be how we get there. Also, the scene with Aqua, I think that this is where she will be falling to darkness. It seems to be engulfing her. I'm not going to get too much into the scene with the organization because I have another video planned for that, so we're just going to go ahead and skip over that. These scenes with the Disney worlds, I really love how they portray destruction because I believe this game will have that as a theme. It also leads me to believe that there will be more story involvement in the Disney worlds than in previous Kingdom Hearts games. I really don't have much to say about all the Disney scenes besides that it looks awesome, and Riku being playable was kind of a given for me. I'm really interested to see the events with Aqua now more than ever. We do see a lot of mini games here, that's pretty exciting. These bosses also, they all look like memorable bosses, they look badass, especially that Davy Jones fight. I'm really looking forward to that. And this, tell me this is not how a war should look like. Okay, so now the juicy scenes. The trailer shows us a scene with Axel and Kairi first, and I want to touch on it a little later in the trailer. So we're just going to skip that scene for now. In the next scene we see Sora and young Xehanort. With this scene, I've seen a lot of confusion between people online where they're confused because it seems like young Xehanort is helping Sora, but I just don't think that's the case. For me, Xehanort doesn't seem to be avoiding the war, so it's kind of like, of course he's telling him to find those connected to him. Those are going to be the 7 Guardians of Light needed for the war, and Xehanort wants that war to happen. He even says in Dream Drop Distance, I believe, that his 13 and the 7 will meet on the Fated Land. This next scene with Saïx, I also want to leave for later on in the trailer. And like I said before, I do believe there will be more story inclusion in the Disney worlds. This next scene with Vanitas and Monstropolis leads me to believe that. The Pete and Maleficent scene I don't have much to say for. We do know that they're searching for the black box. I am really interested to see what role they play in Kingdom Hearts 3. This Chirithy scene I'm really clueless about. I don't know, maybe this takes place in Sora's heart. I've seen theories on it, and I don't know, we're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. And now we're back with the Saïx and Axel scene. So I am gonna touch on those scenes I skipped. I'm gonna touch on them a bit right now. Okay, so I have a theory on how this conversation is going to be played out and the role Axel will be playing in the game. I think Saïx will be telling Axel how he became a vessel, and it will eventually lead to Saïx offering Axel a place in the organization. He's going to say that the Guardians don't stand a chance, you know, the usual cliche, and since Saïx and Axel were buddies in the past, he doesn't want to see his friend go down. Now we have seen a lot of Axel in trailers and in countless scenes. He looks out of it like he's sort of thinking. The scene with Kairi shown earlier is a really good example of that. So that Saïx scene happened before Axel's training, and Axel is thinking on the decision he is going to take. So back to the scene with Saïx and the hooded figure. At first, I thought it was Xion he was speaking to, because he's speaking in a sort of disrespectful manner, like he did with Xion, but that figure is masculine. So my next thought was Roxas, but this figure seems too big, and it just doesn't seem to fit. So who else could it be? Well, I think it's Axel. Axel took the offer, but why? Axel's involvement in the game seems to revolve around Xion. The organization wants Xion as a vessel, so they believe Axel can make that happen. And Axel deep down wants to be reunited with Roxas and Xion, even though he doesn't remember Xion exactly. The organization possibly offered this to him. We do see Axel sided with the Guardians later on, so I do think in those events Axel came back to the good side. It might be a bit of a stretch, but there are pieces that may support this theory. And if it doesn't turn out to be Axel, that hooded figure I mean, my next guess, and probably the most straightforward, would probably be Vexen. We do know that Vexen also has ties to Xion. He's the one that started the whole puppet project. I don't remember the exact name, the replica program or something like that. And they could possibly bring back Xion that way. I mean, Vexen also was someone that was usually spoken to in a disrespectful manner, so it does fit. Okay, so now back to the trailer. The Mickey scene doesn't have much significance really. The Ansem scene though, I don't know what to think of this. I have seen theories on the Union Cross kids being the victims, but I don't know, we're gonna have to wait and see I guess. The next scene with the Riku's fighting, I have seen that people think it's Data Riku or Replica Riku, and I really don't think it's either one of those. But it is Riku at the time when he was possessed by Ansem back in Kingdom Hearts. We have another Sora and young Xehanort scene, and what power could he be talking about really? For me, I think it's the power to connect with all he meets, since it could bring sadness and grief, something we do see later on in the trailer. We see scenes of the war take place, and I first want to touch on the Riku and Shadow scene. At this point, I think that we defeat the young Riku, and Xehanort is getting out of his body in some way. It looks like an attack or something of that sort, but I think it's him being defeated and Xehanort's spirit or whatever coming out of his body. Maybe that's gonna be something every time we defeat a certain vessel. Something like that's gonna happen where we see that same Xehanort shadow coming out of them. This hooded figure I do believe is Xion because of the Kingdom Key, and it just supports my Axel theory more. Maybe Axel completed his mission of getting the final vessel. These chains I think are the work of Terranort. We see all of Sora's friends being taken down. This for me makes Xehanort much more powerful. It just seems that whenever he's around there's no hope, and that just makes for a perfect antagonist. And I also think that's going to have the same effect for Sora as the protagonist. I don't have much to say on those scenes besides I can't wait really. And no, I do not think anybody died in those scenes. Now to wrap it up for the final scene, I want to say that this world is beautiful and I can't wait to explore it. Also, I do think that this scene will set up the final boss fight. The 13 vessels, or 13 Xehanorts, whatever you want to call them, will fuse, and that's gonna form the final boss. And there you have my thoughts on the final battle trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. There was a lot to talk about, so I tried to minimize myself a bit. Let me know what you guys thought about my opinions and theories down in the comment section below, and also your opinions on the different stuff shown in the trailers. Kingdom Hearts 3 is almost here, so I do want to get a few videos out based on Kingdom Hearts 3 before the game drops. So with that being said, my next video will be me predicting the final Seekers of Darkness, so please look forward to that. My upload schedule will be a video a week for now because of my job. I do work a full-time job, and that's just gonna have to be the upload schedule for now. till I work out my schedule a bit easier. But they will be entertaining videos nonetheless. So please make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It will be very much appreciated. And with that, I'm gonna get out of here. Later, guys.